Hey everybody, let me work on setting a couple things up here, and we are going to continue our playthrough this Friday evening. Alright, so I may be a little bit out of it tonight. I've been up at my folks' all day patching asphalt in my folks' driveway, so I'm a little bit exhausted and probably might be just a touch punchy because of it. But we're gonna see what we're gonna do, and usually that's the best time to catch me streaming is when I am a little bit out of it. All right, here we are. Where are we? Where are we? Southeast England, 1200. 16 July 1940, turn 38 of 187, normal conditions, daytime, and here we are in East Anglia. Let's take a look. Harwich, yep, we gotta get, we're holding on barely here. He's moved, he's got headquarters over here. Looks like that's a core unit just because of the insignia on it. So if I can knock those out, that'd be good. Let's get him on the ferry and cross over. Usually takes a couple turns to get over. All right, 7th Fallschirmjäger. Well, actually, technically, they weren't Fallschirmjäger at the time. They were Fliegers. Fallschirmjäger, they didn't officially become called Fallschirmjäger until later. Let's see, where do we want to push those guys? These guys, we're going to have to grab Ipswich. We know that. How much do I want to push towards Ipswich? He's got a bunch of guys over here. Screw it, let's put the entire division over. Now, granted, this isn't a very big division. I mean, that's all the Fallschirmjägers right there. I mean, I think I have one attachment of some anti-tank guns. No, I don't even have an attachment of anti-tank guns. I think it's just anti-aircraft guns, some 20mm anti-aircraft guns, and I attached a couple artillery pieces. Oh, yeah, the 75mm field artillery, and then I attached some 81... weak company of 81mm mortars to them. So they're not a very big division, but they are elite Fallschirmjäger. So, at 95, let's have him bleed off. These guys are in travel mode. I got spoiled by moving those mechanized and motorized divisions from last turn. What do you mean there's no specific? Movement will not succeeded. Travel mode. That's why there's no... because I've broken... Can I move? Broken units don't exert zone of control. Good to know. Okay, by capturing Ipswich right there, that should now cut off all these British units that are out on that peninsula. Hey, Al! Welcome to the channel. Al, you and I are going to have to sit down one of these days because I need to figure out how you do your streams and how you're able to set up the title and everything for your streams, because I'm not sure if you use OBS, but... I think we do our streams differently, and so I need to check with you to find out how exactly, because I know I'm messing my streams up a little bit, I think, maybe. But anyways, everybody, Al Red Sox fan, good friend of the channel. Go check out his channel for all things sports related, tabletop, computer, and it's just like listening to an actual live radio announcer, sports announcer. That's one of the reasons why I love listening to him. And all these guys way back in the back. Like I said, I think I spend more time acting as a traffic cop than I do anything else. So, oh, you do use OBS, Al? Okay, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to sit down with you and find out what I'm doing wrong or not necessarily wrong, what I'm doing different compared to how you run OBS and stream. Because I notice when you stream on YouTube, You have the comments show up when you go back and after post-production, after the stream's already over. You can go and you can see all the comments that people make. For some reason, when I do it, my stream doesn't have that when people go and watch it after the fact. So I don't know what's up with that. All right, so yeah, this is the 30th, 35th, 30th Infantry Division. We decided we were going to push them west after taking... Oh, you know what? I don't even have the... Oh, I do have the town names on. Okay. Decided we were going to push them west after we take Colchester. Of course, the biggest impediment to taking Colchester is these engineers that are holding out in this bunker complex right now. But yeah, they're disrupted. There's under 100 of them left. So if I get good rolls, I'll get them this turn. If not, probably a turn or two from now. But in preparation for that, I need to get all of these guys off the road network and out of the way. The entire division shifting out of the way because I need this paved road network and these three dirt roads cleared so I can move the three divisions that have been sitting here for, you know, the last 24 hours not doing a damn thing, and get them moving and try to make up a little bit of lost time, because I've lost a lot of time taking Colchester. I honestly thought that would be an S+2, and here we are S+4, and I still, you know, I still haven't captured Colchester. So. Just jam them down. 15 men. Well, there's less than 10 men left in there now. But I do have some anti-tank guns. Oops, can't fire while in travel mode. Well, that's dumb. Take them out of travel mode. Box you have to check off for the chat replay. I'm sure it's around somewhere, but I have no idea where. I'm going to have to dig into it a little bit more. I'm sure I can check YouTube or something for that. Damn it, I was really hoping to clear that out. Let's see, let's take a look. All right, I can start moving some limited troops to this hex right here. Yeah, right here. So let's start moving. Let's take a bigger look. Yeah, we want the glider troops to kind of cover Laird de la Haye, Tiptree, William Bishops to the east, and Malden. We want the 22nd glider. We want them to secure this entire area, and 7th Panzer to drive on Kelvedon and then on to Chelmsford eventually. So kind of look and see which road networks would be the best for movement allowance exceeded. So yeah, not really getting the breakout yet that I thought I was going to get. Now I'll move a few units up. Everybody else enjoying and relaxing on the nice English countryside, eating cheese and drinking wine, I'm sure. All right, well, that's all we can do up here. Now let's move down to Dover. Hopefully Dover will fall this turn. We've managed to break most of the British defenders. And we've got enough units surrounding them. Isolated, Eastern Command Company. They're still at pretty much full strength. They're not disrupted yet. I have not assaulted them yet because I've been waiting to get reinforced. More units around there. These tanks should help. So we got to do it. I mean, my guys are hurting. They're tired. They're exhausted. They're worn out. We need Dover. And 21 men. Let's see. Did I lose? Nope, nobody got disrupted, and they didn't get disrupted either. Crap. I'm probably not going to take Dover before nightfall. Poopy. But we can take out these railguns. Yay! Alright, this guy, we want to get him a little bit closer. Like I said, this guy's been sitting up here since the very beginning of the game. Not even sure how he got there. Let's push back the Brits a little bit. Because I need to form up a little bit of a defensive line kind of right along here. Denton, Shepherdswell, Ethorn, over through Waldeshire Park, kind of, and probably over to St. Margaret's at Cliff, form kind of a defensive line there. And even up here in Waltham and Bossingham. And then the entire division is basically going into rest and recovery mode because a lot of them have got a lot of fatigue I need to burn off and a lot of casualties I've taken. So I need to try to get some reinforcements to them. And that's something I don't have any control over. It's just kind of a natural flow with the unit is in command. They get X amount of reinforcements back. A lot of the times it's kind of dependent on historical reinforcements, and there are parameter data. I haven't opened up the parameter data and showed anybody about it. But there are parameter data to increase or what the rate of reinforcements are. And also, when I'm taking casualties, whenever you see either side takes casualties, it's not like they're dead. It's just that they're wounded, and there's a chance for them to eventually come back and rejoin the formation. So, that's a lot of things that are all under the hood type mechanics, and that I don't really get into. It's like, and to be honest, at the end of the day, I don't care. I'm getting reinforcements back. I kind of know where they're coming from. All I need to know is my units need to be within command range, and I get more reinforcements back. And we like getting more reinforcements back. So let's go ahead and take these guys. Armored 24. Oops, come on. There'll be kind of mobile reserve. Let's move these guys up here. Help form a defensive line. These guys, we'll move them towards St. Margaret's at Cliff. Let's see, artillery. Artillery needs to be moved in good central. That bunker's a good place to anchor my artillery. I got a stud back. That was down to one stud. Now I've got a second stud back. That's good. I'll just let them bleed off fatigue. There's the headquarters up. Let's check how far. I'm probably going to have to move those guys. So again, you can't see all these drop-down menus that crop up, but there's a lot of them. So let's shade command range. Yeah, the command range is... Well, those guys, yeah, I should probably move them up a little bit because I've got these two companies. You can tell that they're out of command range because their names are in yellow. So yeah, I should probably move the headquarters up just a few hexes. The road. Oops. Oh yeah, the 88s need to be in travel mode. Let's put everybody into travel mode. And if you just noticed, when I flick the command, the division command into travel mode, that reduces their command range. So you don't want to have your divisional command in travel mode for too long. Get them all. Okay, so I was misclicking multiple times again. So move to there and move on. We'll take them out of travel mode next turn, and that should get these two companies in range. And yeah, that should be good. So let's turn off command range. Those guys. Do I want to keep them in the back and just now? Let's just move up so those guys can stay there. Those guys, move them up a little bit. Yeah, I think I've kind of got a good defensive line, unless the British decide to come down here, along the Great Stour River. God's Mersham. Still say I gotta love some of these British village names, but I don't think they're going to, because I've got Sittingbourne, so I don't think they're going to get much in the way of units over this way. Speaking of that, let's go ahead to this division. Let's move these guys up. Let's just move them to there. Let's move these guys up. We want to have no more than 2 hexes in between. Even 1 hex sometimes is a good. So no units can sneak through. So they'll have to at least try to touch or move side beside one of my units. Okay, artillery, pull them back in the woods a little bit. Oops, that's an artillery unit. Artillery and anti-aircraft. Put them there. Okay, that's good. More anti-aircraft. Let's go ahead and move the anti-aircraft up in the woods to kind of help the artillery. Let's go ahead and move him up here. 88s. Where do we want to anchor the 88s? Use them as kind of a reserve because there's not much in the way of armor we're facing off against. Yeah, move these guys up here, and I think that'll be the edge. I'll make that my front line because I got who's that? The 35th Infantry Division coming up that way too. So yeah, that'll be the front edge of my defensive line with this division. At least until I get the first Gebirgsjäger up to clear out this entire peninsula. And then I'll run into a traffic jam when I'll have 2 or 3 divisions heading west along the same road networks again. And honestly, you think this is bad. The John Tiller's game of Fulda Gap 85 with the Soviets. That is a traffic jam and a half. That is, yeah, there are so many divisions that they're trying to ram down a couple roads. It actually gets very, very difficult. Because I've only played a couple of scenarios out of that. I haven't really played the full campaign game. I do plan on playing the full campaign game. That's, I think, my next project after this. But, yeah. That one gets pretty traffic jammy as well. One thing you're also not seeing pop up is whenever I'm shooting at a hex that has multiple units, it opens up a separate window and I can specifically say, you know, which unit I want to shoot at. So, although, like I said, I don't have OBS set up to pick up that window. You guys aren't seeing that. So that may be confusing some of you. Now, artillery, the way I've got artillery set up is that, except for mortars, all artillery will hit everything in a hex. And I think that's a little bit more accurate. Mortars being a little bit more pinpoint than field artillery. And I think it's just a little bit more realistic that artillery hits everything in the hex, rather than being able to specifically target certain formations. Now, you know, I'm sure there are people out there who play the system will disagree with me, and that's fine. That's just my opinion. Balls, telephone call, and I've got to take this phone call. So I will be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. we are back. What we're doing. Let's check chat real quick. Al, yes. Al Red Sox fan. Oh, gee, do you have Market Garden? Bridge too far. Speaking of traffic jams, I do not have Market Garden. So honestly, again, that Market Garden is one of those battles that I just don't have any interest in playing. Again, there's a lot of iconic battles that just bore me to tears, and I just don't have any interest in doing. D-Day, Battle of the Bulge, Market Garden, and even to some degree Stalingrad. I've done them 1,000 times to death. So I just don't want to do them again. So I will probably never pick up Market Garden. I like the odd, the lesser well-known, the esoteric stuff. Kiwis. Kind of like the Budapest 45 that I just got done playing myself. I didn't stream or record that one, but I was playing that one for a couple, 3 months. I think I did 110 turns in that one before I decided to call it, because I had broken the siege of the city, and it was just basically, I'd gotten to that point where it was just cleanup operations. So there was no point for me to continue that game. But yeah, the odd, the unusual, the lesser known stuff, the hypothetical, Sealion. This one, I have a big interest in, the odd and esoteric. So, but yeah, Market Garden. Well, Market Garden wouldn't even be that much of a traffic jam. It would just be picking up one road. You've got one road to move down. That's pretty much all you have in Market Garden. One elevated road with getting ambushed every 10 feet. Yeah, what is that? Second armored? Oh, no! Second New Zealand forces. Oh, I guess they do have armor attached to them. Mark 6s. Which are machine guns, and I'm not really too worried about that. What are those? Again, I hate to say it, I just suck at identifying British vehicles. I mean, if it was a German, American, I would have no problem. But I just never had that much interest in putting the time into learning the British vehicles. So I'm sure there are other people out there that are going, "You idiot! That's it's like Valentine Mark II or what have you." Oh, and that's okay. I don't mind being an idiot. Oh, balls. Misclicked the wrong unit and took the wrong unit out of travel mode. I'm sure my guys are going, what is he doing ordering us to? It doesn't make any sense. He wants us to go back into column formation right in front of the enemy. No, that's not a good idea. So, yeah, no, it's not a good idea. But kind of like I was saying at the end of the last turn I do have, most of my divisions are moving down a single pathway, roadway, and there are usually many miles between supporting divisions to each of their flanks, and as we can see, it looks like the British tried sneaking a bunch of units down between these two divisions. Of course, I've kind of flanked around from Langley Heath and kind of closed the door on them as I'm preparing to attack up into Maidstone. And I do know I was noticing a lot of movement. A lot of the troops a couple turns ago that I saw at Maidstone were moving, and we're seeing them over here now. So, yeah, we got a real fight on our hands here. So. Flaming Panzers. 10. Bleed them off. Bleed them off. Take those guys out of travel mode. They're fine there. Keep moving these guys up the road. Up the road. Let's see, artillery. Get them more into those fields. Get them off the road. These moved up a little bit. Check. Chat. Yeah, sneaky Brits. Sneaky Brits. Actually, they're not even Brits. Oh, you know, there's some home guard in there, but mostly this is Canadians and Kiwis that are being the sneaky ones, which is fine. You know, they can do that. I was lucky I spotted them. All right, yeah, I gotta break this bunker here because I think it's the only way I'm going to be able to capture Maidstone. If I not try to attack across the river, the heavy river at bridges, I'm gonna have to flank them. But I need to take. Yeah, these guys are seriously overstacked. I have to keep assaulting this bunker complex. Hey, there we go. I lost 11 men. They lost 8, but more importantly, I pushed them out, and that is good. Because now I can start moving, as long as he doesn't, you know, well, you can see he has pillboxes here, but I'm not close enough to see if he's got troops in him yet. Not there, at least, anyways. So let's start pushing more of the battalion. Alright, let's go ahead and start forming. Oop, no, you know what? You're right. Let's move the artillery up a little bit closer. Take those guys out of travel mode, start setting them up. Move these pioneers up. Move these guys over here to help flank. These guys over here to help flank as well. These guys, I think, are going to pull back a little bit and start engaging the Canadians. Yeah, 1st Canadian Infantry Division headquarters right there. Sometimes the AI is not the brightest. These guys, commit these guys as well. But honestly, you know, 4 or 5 companies from each column should be enough to deal with what's here, in theory. Oh yeah, then there's a fresh division there. I'm going to have to peel guys off from here to deal with them. Actually, I can take these guys. Never, ever, ever get stuck in a rigid mode of thought and be inflexible in your approach, because no plan survives first contact, and it's really a good idea just to be flexible so you don't get yourself caught up in focusing too much on your plan that you're not able to react. Let's see. Artillery. Looks like we're going to have a fight going into Tunbridge. Let's get the artillery up a little bit closer. Because I hate outpacing my artillery. Because I tend to do it a little too often. So we push those guys. Let's see. Ooh, let's go ahead and just assault them. Let's see if we can push them off the hill. Yes! Ow! Really? 7 vehicles? Ow! And there's another company back there. Great. Again, thanks to the Luftwaffe for doing a marvelous job of keeping the RAF off our backs. Let's see. Push those guys up. Let's push those guys up. Push these guys over. Artillery, get the artillery moved a little bit closer. I think Tunbridge Wells is a good place for the headquarters to set up. We just like the name, Tunbridge Wells. Yeah, keep putting those guys that way. And these guys, will take these guys at Lambhurst and push them up towards Horsemodden to, just in case, because yeah, you're going to see there's the 10-12 mile gap between those two divisions and a very nice road running right down it, plus this nice railroad track. So yeah, we'll take part of this division and push them over and kind of plug that gap and approach the Vale of Kent from the southeast. And that'll help put pressure on Tunbridge, because it looks like he's moving, what is that, 43rd Infantry Division into here. So I'm probably going to be in for a fight there. Yeah, more guys spread out. They're column a half a mile long. All right, now one of the real fights here at Crowbar, facing off the 1st Canadian. Now you got to remember, this looks like at least one regiment of the 1st Canadian. Yet their headquarters, and then it looks like there's another 1 or 2 regiments of the 1st Canadian up here. But here's the 1st Canadian headquarters. The AI does not do a good job of keeping its units close to its headquarters. I really wish Tiller would address that by saying that, headquarter or subunits of a headquarters need to at least try to stay within command range. Because if you're outside command range, it reduces your ability to get undisrupted. It increases your supply flow. It increases your reinforcement flow. So really, the AI is doing itself a disservice by spreading out the divisions or the regiments of a division all over the place. So, of course, like I said, I'm not that clever of a player, so yes, it's a little bit of an advantage to me, but not the biggest advantage. Itchy nose. Oh, not enough points to assault. Let's see. Now we've got a little bit of a puzzle time. How do we assault these to get them to retreat so I can smush them all together? Okay, if I assault these guys first, their only place they're going to retreat is right here. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, everybody there is disrupted. Friggin' wonderful. All right, well, I'll just shoot the crap out of them then. I can't pull them off the line. Yeah, and Al agrees with me. I think it would be an easy fix for the AI to keep, subdivision or subregiments, subunits closer to their organic headquarters. But whatever. All right, so if these guys at 177 fatigue, but they're isolated with their full command, let's just go ahead and shoot them. I don't even want these guys here. These guys need to pull southwest to, rejoin the rest of their division. Like an idiot, I pushed them too far forward. Let's see. Nope, I could shoot from here, but let's just get them up on the hill, and the next turn they'll start dropping mortar fire on them. Just push them up. Oh, I do have artillery that's set up now. Actually, I think they've been set up for a couple turns. Let's see. Disrupted, isolated, disrupted, isolated, isolated, okay, broken. Ooh, all right, so those guys are not disrupted, so let's try to shop. There we go. That disrupted them. So lay artillery fire into that hex. 15 men, we like that. Artillery units unavailable. Anti-aircraft guns and anti-tank guns not doing me a lot of good in this sector. Although, granted, I could use your anti-tank guns over here, but I've got tanks over here. I mean, I've got one Stug and 17 Panzer IIIs. Well, you know what? Let's take the Stug and pull him back. He can join the lone Panzerjäger back here, and both of them can sit there until you do get vehicles back slowly. It just takes a while to get vehicles back sometimes, but you can get your vehicles back if they've been knocked out. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can do right here. I just don't. I mean, most of my guys are disrupted, high fatigue. I was lucky. There's just not more. Yeah, if he decides to take these Canadian brigade, this Canadian brigade group, and decides to push them this way to try to get back to Crowbaugh, then I'd be in real trouble, because these guys just do not have the fatigue and the strength to be able to hold off, a more concentrated assault. So, but what do we got here? Yep, those guys are secure. I don't think that the Canadian brigade group's going to push across the river. So really, what do we got here? Anti-aircraft guns and infantry. We use them as a local reserve. Those guys are resting and hoping the maintenance companies will get tanks back. What do we got there? We got less than 20 vehicles in there. Okay, let's push infantry in there first. 3 men, 6 vehicles. Okay. I think my PZ3s will just sit back and shoot. I knocked out 1 vehicle. Now the question is, do I take these guys and assault up here? There's less than 20 vehicles, probably even under 10. If I move up here, this armor's still not going to be able to advance because it'll be from zone. Yeah, let's go ahead and assault into there. 1 man, 4 vehicles. Okay, I was able to knock out 1 of the companies, and the other company has probably just got a small handful of number of vehicles left. You know what? I don't like that that one of those companies of tanks is undisrupted. I do still have some airstrikes. So let me find a good Stuka. You can't see it again because the windows, I don't have the window set, but I just got an air mission report. Air mission intercepted by enemy air units. So I lost that airstrike. They got to fly all the way back to Germany, rearm, re-equip, and I won't see them until tomorrow. But I do have other airstrikes available. Again, air mission intercepted by enemy air units. Well, you know what? I think those tanks have got lucky. I'm not going to not gonna commit any more airstrikes to it, because how many airstrikes have I got? I got 1, 2, 3 Stuka strikes left, and 2 ME-110 strikes left. The ME-110s are usually pretty much just good against going against infantry, but the Stukas, of course, are great against going vehicles. Those guys are still trying to bleed off. Yeah, no morale, fatigue 219. You know what? Let's go ahead, dig those guys in. Toggle digging in. So, oh, disrupted or broken, can't toggle dig in. Okay, so command. So the unbroken company will begin digging in. Oh, balls. A couple new fresh companies of infantry just showed up there. Well, it's a good thing I decided to commit some to 29th motorized. These guys right here, because the 28th infantry, or 26th infantry, the green guys here. Oh, broken. Oh, crap. Gotta get them out of there. Let's see. So let's go ahead and unload those guys. Let's see. Well, put them next to a broken. The broken. Oh, broken units cannot move closer to enemy units, even if they're broken. Wow. Well, all right. So he's going to sit there. He's not going to do anything. Both of those guys are disrupted. Let's throw an assault in there. Yep. Pushed them back. I need to get a unit here to keep them from retreating. Engineers. Yeah, 268 fatigue, 118 fatigue, 27 fatigue, 99 fatigue, and disrupted. Those guys are disrupted, so yeah, it'd probably be wiser for me to move them there. Okay, now those guys are going to be cut off, and probably take me a couple turns to eliminate them, and he's got fresh units pouring in. You can always tell usually when fresh units are coming in because they're in travel mode. You can tell they're in travel mode because they got that white stripe. Uzi! Hey, dude! I talked to you in a while. How you doing, my friend? Yeah, I love the sound effects in this game. Yeah, Uzi Patrol. Then great series. Love the sound effects. Yeah, I love the sound effects in this game, especially the heavy machine gun when it's rattling off. So let's see. I'm gonna have to push more of the 29th over here. That's all there is to it. If they're pushing a fresh, at least a fresh battalion, maybe even a fresh regiment with these guys up here. Yeah, I'm just going to have to dig in for now. Hold until relieved. Hold until relieved. And yep. You ever have a chance to shoot at troops that are in transportation mode with artillery? Do it. Because when you're in transportation mode, you always take more casualties. So, you know, take the free shots to get the free casualties. Oh, range exceeded by 1 hex. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and try to clear those guys out quicker. So let's batter them with artillery. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to have to push these guys. Ow! Stupid partisan. Again, a pop-up just popped up that you guys can't see. Movement disrupted by partisan unit. And so not only was the movement disrupted, ending their movement, it also disrupted them. And it's those stupid partisans right there that I've been shooting at for the last day and a half trying to hunt them down. All right. Well, very, very wary moving anywhere. I think the range on partisan is like 3 hexes. It has to be at least 3 because I was 3 hexes away from there when that happened. All right. I think that's pretty much it for my minor little excursion into West Dean here. So let's go ahead and our fresh reserve units that we've just got. Let's just move the recon unit up there. He'll be the tip of the spear when we eventually do start advancing. But like I said, I'm gonna have to commit some of the 29th Infantry. But the great thing about the 29th Infantry, watch this. Ah, they can move all over the place. Like I said, running motorized units is so nice after having all these leg units for so long. Okay, let's see. I got wire there at a crossroads. I need to get rid of that, so let's grab the Pioneer unit. Get them there, and they can start clearing the obstacles there. And just start moving the 29th up. Just love that movement. Now, at least when they're on the road. Maybe not so much when they're trying to drive cross country. Again, as before, getting these guys off the beach is a little bit of a pain in the ass. Because we got so much rough ground here, the trucks can't go on the rough ground, so I got to find a decent hex that they can actually move up. Dink, dink. Those are anti-aircraft units. But once I get them off the beach, yeah, I have a feeling the 29th is going to be my mobile response down here. Yeah, the 41st Panzer Corps. So that's the core command for the 3 divisions, the 2 armored and 1 mechanized division I just got put on the beach. Ah, yes, I forgot about these partisans here. Messed up everything for me last turn. Pop, pop. Always can tell when the partisans are shooting. Yeah, Uzi Patrol. Modern series spoils you. Everyone is motorized. Yes, everyone is motorized in that. Uzi Patrol saying I like this more than the Operational Art of War. I have Tau 4, and I played Tau 3, I played Tau 2, I played Tau 1. But yeah, I don't like it as much. For me, it's not the Operational Art of War, it's the Operational Art of Supply Lines. Because supply is so friggin' important in that game, is that you're spending more time worrying about your units being in supply. And if anybody's watched the channel for a while knows I hate dealing with supply rules, especially in tabletop games. I mean, I'm okay with it in this game because it's like, all right, keep everybody near your headquarters. There's a bunch of stuff going on under the hood. You don't need to worry about it as long as your units are near, a headquarters unit. There's more to it than that, but in my mind, that's how I see it. So I don't mind the supply in this game, but yeah, the Operational Art of War, just horrible with its supply system. Got to clear these partisans out. Oh, there's only 79 men in that pioneer platoon. Let's take those guys out of. Okay, these guys. Oh, doesn't even have enough movement points to assault. Should I push the pioneers in there anyways? No, they're not disrupted yet, so let's cancel that assault. But let's shoot them up some more. And that is just the god-awful worst position that those partisans could have showed up at. Right there, right along the road that I need to advance forward. So, if I move these guys, every time I move them, there's going to be a chance for the partisans to disrupt movement. So let's see what happens. Well, other than the wood slowing me down, I suppose. Yeah, movement disrupted by partisan unit. Fucking balls, man. You know what? I think these guys are going to stop moving until I clear out that partisan unit, or at least stop moving so close to until I clear out that partisan unit. Oh yeah, that's right. I have these 2 anti-tank units that I think I can combine together. Let's check, see if we can combine them. Yes, we can combine them. Good. That's 1 less unit. Or 1 less unit I have to worry about moving around. Those guys, I think, can actually combine as well. Let's see if we can combine those units. Yes! Alright. 30 pack 36s in that X. Nice. Alright, let's go ahead. And I think it's paying off that I spent the first couple days. I mean, almost all these hexes along this beach line had mines in them. I started landing a lot of pioneers and combat engineers, and it's like, you know what? I should probably clear off all these mines just in case I have follow-on units coming. And I think that is paying huge dividends for me right now. Because honestly, every single one of these beach hexes had mines in it. And now that my follow-on divisions are landing, they would be taking casualties from those. And I don't want that. Alright, here we have Großdeutschland. Oh, those guys, no, they're still bleeding off fatigue. Ooh, got guys here at Hawkers. Nope, I moved them already. Okay, well, I think Großdeutschland. I think we were deciding Tinderden was going to be the rally point. So basically, I'm going to keep these guys here for several turns as we get the bulk of the Großdeutschland division on the beach. I just love that. All that movement. Nice. Recon units. Alright, let's put the recon units in front. I think that's all from Großdeutschland that I've got. Yeah. So that looks like that's the end of the turn. Let's check our artillery dialogue. Again, a window y'all can't see because I haven't got OBS set up to record it. But we do have an artillery unit here we didn't fire. And as you can see with kind of the red outlines, some of the bigger artillery pieces have got nice range. You got like 13 hex range. So they can kind of reach out and touch someone. So where do I want to shoot at? Yeah, 4 men disrupt them. We like that. And then we've got, where's this guy? Mortars. But they're in travel mode, but they are adjacent to a friendly unit, so I might be able to do something. Let's go ahead and hit those guys. No effect. Oh well. Okay, so I think that's it for the turn. I don't think there's any airstrikes I want to commit anyplace. I think I have a feeling I'm going to be committing a bunch of airstrikes either here at Tunbridge Wells or down here at around Crowbar. Crowbaro? What I should do is, one of the things I've done this in the past, I've gone onto YouTube and, typed in the name and see if there's any type of videos on there giving the actual pronunciation of it. I've done that a few times, not often. So let's go ahead and advance the turn and let the turn speed through it. Oh, Uzi, yeah. Asking if I think he's either asking me or if he's asking Al on the critical hit message board. I'm not on the message board, not for the critical hit message board. I find the Facebook group to be more than sufficient for my needs. I used to be. I was on the critical hit message board, 10 years ago when I was designing for him, but I just have Ray doesn't know technology real well, and the forums back then were god awful horrible, and I think they've improved a little bit, but not by much. And so I just find Facebook easier to use. I use that as my more fresh units moving up balls as my contact for the critical hit community. So. And yeah, the art is pretty good in this one. And this hasn't got the gold update yet. Most of the John Tiller games are going through a massive graphics rehaul. They've done most of the Eastern Front games. The one Eastern Front game that I do have, Budapest 45, I got the gold update for that, and it's free. I mean, as long as you have the game, they send you the graphics update for free, and that just, it's such a world of difference. And I think it changes some audio files as well, so the sounds are actually a bit better in it. So, yeah, definitely waiting for them to get the gold update for the West Front. And if you do the Napoleonics or the Civil War, there's a couple sites out there that have already done a lot of graphic updates, because I know I have a Peninsular Campaign from Tiller Software, and I modded the hell out of that. All right, Axis Command Report, again, a window you can't see because I haven't got it set up for that. Reinforcements arrived, yeah. Air units are available, yeah, we know that. Fallen units are isolated, yep, the one up here at the Harwich Ferries. 5 out of 22 HQs out of command. That's good. The less HQs we have out of command, the better. 4 artillery units unavailable. 30 units low on ammo. 13 units undisrupted or unbroken out of 34 checked. Let's see. 2 artillery units set up out of 2 checked. 12 units low on fuel. 70 units recovered fatigue. 118 units recovered losses. And that's all we have there. And since we're starting the next turn, and I always like to get my reinforcements on. Okay, so we have 2. Oh, okay, finally, the headquarters for the 3rd Panzer. They're finally on the board. Good, because the entire division has been out of command since the headquarters hasn't been on. And it looks like some more Panzers. Looks like Panzer IIs landing, and some Panzer IIIs. Alright, so yeah, there we go. 8:07, that's my time. We've gone probably over an hour so far. But hey, D. Scott Howard, another good friend of the channel, sports fanatic and aficionado. I know him through play.com for my sports games. He's also a local boy. He lives about an hour and a half, 2 hours north of me. But I think that's why I think we're gonna call this a stream for now, because I think we've been going for about a little over an hour, and I could probably go more, but I don't feel like it. So, big thanks to everybody that managed to show up. There's 8 of you watching right now, but there's only 3 of you talking. You guys need to talk a little bit more than that. Huge thanks to Al, Red Sox fan. Go check out his wonderful channel for all things sports related. Uzi Patrol, good friend of mine from the Critical Hit message boards. We've played some advanced Brook system together. And D. Scott Howard, he and I have actually played History Maker Golf together. That was last year at the play.com tournament we had up here in Seattle. We actually need to try to get everybody together in the area to have a mini tournament on again. There's enough of us in the area, D. Scott, that we need to try to get everybody together again for a big play.com sports event. That's all I got. Hope you had fun. Questions, comments, concerns, complaints, criticisms, you know where they go in the comment section. I will see everybody next time. See ya.